Hello, and welcome to Leon's RC Hobbies. Today this will be a overview of the Maverick Quantum flux. My son got this, bought this off Bigbeard. Absolutely fantastic guy. I'll leave a link in the description for Bigbeard's channel. He gave me a very nice, very nice discount. My son loves it. And what we're going to do is we're going to show you some modifications I've done to it. Also, I must say as well, Bigbeard is on the Legends board, as anyone who donates anything to the channel, in RC bits or anything like that they don't want or anything like that, gets put up on the Legends board. Bigbeard's got on there because he kindly gave my son 3 LiPo batteries for this, 2S, 2S and a 3S, which was absolutely fantastic of him. Honestly, what a great guy. So let's have a look what it says on the front of the box before we get to the Maverick itself. So we have a 110 scale 4-wheel drive, water resistant, pre-painted body, ready to run, brushless power, off-road, and flux brushless power, HPI racing. Now, I have heard a few people not being too happy with these. Bottom arms breaking, someone broke a wheel. I think maybe they just bashed that too hard. Because mainly it's just the bottom arms I've seen going on these. Quite a few videos. So what I've done with this, I've done some modifications. Let me just adjust this. So what I did notice is, I think it was on Bigbeard's second run, he did a small skateboard jump, wasn't nothing too over dramatic, and he split the arm. That's been sorted out since then, but it shows how fairly weak. Sorry about that, noisy bugger on his rev and go, flying up the hill. Yeah, he sorted that. We've took it out for a run. My son gave it a good hammering. Like I say, he really had some good fun with it. The spoiler on the back did split just on the top, so I added a JBL Cheetah spoiler that I had spare. Very flexy one. Very rarely ever split these or crack. It's just the mountings on the Cheetah that is cracked, but the spoiler itself does not crack. So all I did with the spoiler is re-drill the holes there. They're the original Cheetah holes, and we stuck the spoiler on. So let's get this off. Let's get the shell off, and let's have a look underneath. Now, what I've done with this is this chassis, I noticed as soon as I got it, when you pick it up, and all you got to do is grab the front bumper and back bumper and just push in the middle. The chassis was flexing enough for the motor to be smacking the bottom of the chassis. I mean, there's a little bit of movement there. That's the actual motor mount, but itself, you could flex the chassis enough that the motor would slap the bottom of the chassis. And with ease, I'd have to give it a little pinch like that and the chassis would flex. So I did a strut brace. And you can see just a piece of steel tubing, like 1.5mm thick, but strong enough now that there is absolutely no flex in that chassis. Now some people say, oh, you need a little bit of flex. You do, but not to the point where your motor is slapping the bottom of the chassis, because if you do any type of big jumps, you're going to end up bending your motor mount, probably screwing up your pinions and your spur gear. So it was a simple job, screwed them at the front and the back. There's absolutely no flex. Also, I did notice, and a few people complained about this, well, I've seen videos, I've been watching a few videos on these, the suspension straight from stock, there was no rebound, so you could press the suspension down and it was just staying down. There was no rebound. It'd go like this, you push it down, and when I let go, it would still stay like this. And what I did was took the shocks off, emptied the oil. The oil was really thick oil in there. I think for the weight of this, I didn't need that oil being that thick. Until I get some bit better stuff, I used this 450. Sorry, there we go. Put this 450. This is quite watery, as you can see. This is more for your Tamiya stuff or anything like that. But until I get the other stuff, I think I'm getting like a 900. I filled the shocks up, redid them. Also, I put spacers. If you can see that there, there's a spacer right there, because these springs from stock actually rub against the arms. So we're putting the spacers on the front and the back, and they're now about 1 mil clearance of the arm. Also, I have rebound now, so as you can see, same with the front, we actually have rebound. So when we push it down and let go, it springs back up. Nice bit of softness to it. And my cheetah that's a heavy bit of kit. And the suspension, the oiling, that's actually quite thin, and it soaks up the bumps so well. Now for me, well, not for me, because my son's going to be using this. It's not something I would advise taking to the skate park unless you're skilled at landing, because the videos I've seen of these at the skate park, they've all broke. This is definitely classed as like a soft basher, you know, small jumps, big grassy fields and dusty parks and stuff like that. But once we give it a couple more runs, we'll see how if the brace does its job. The arms themselves, yes, they are very known for being the weak point on these, but there's parts available, and you now can get new upgraded beefy versions. Once I do find some more available sets that are easier to get hold of, I'll put a link in for them. Oh, and another thing with these I found out as well, there is terrible steering slop from the get-go. There's quite a bit of slop in that, and when you can see that. Where are we? See it there? See that slop? Now at first I thought maybe there was something just a bit loose, and it wasn't. When I took out the servo, and it wasn't the servo horn, but the actual servo itself, there's loads of slop in it, really sloppy about, and it's a Maverick one. So I'm going to just order a the generic eBay 20 kilogram servo, and the reason I'm going to use one of them, I've got one in this there, and there is a servo saver on that. No, there isn't on one. I don't need one. There is practically no slop whatsoever. Now there is a servo saver on this anyway. It's not actually on the servo. It's hidden on this side. You can see where my finger is. It's just under there. There's a servo saver there. So that part of the steering's fine. It's just the servo itself. There is quite a lot of slop. Because when my son was right, he wanted to know why it kept turning left. And as you can see, just naturally the slop goes to the left. So yeah, that's not really a problem. It's a 12 quid servo, and I've had a few of them. I've never had any problems with them, and I've used them on bashes and crawlers. So they seem to take it. To be honest, they're cheap. He asked me to do the wheels, because I mean, 70s cars used to always have the yellow or white writing, so I beefed up the wheels for him in that sense. But besides that, I think it's a cool little bit of kit. You've just got to just change a few things. But to be honest, what car do you buy brand new straight out of the box and not start changing things? If you're really into your RCs, it's just what it naturally comes to you, doesn't it? You just want to start messing. I put foams on the backs as well, in between there, on the crash, for any crashes, so it takes a little bit more the exhaust. I do need, though, even though we took it to that dusty place, and then you give it a good hammering, it was full of stones in here. There's marks on the drive shafts. So I need to get myself a little dust cover for this. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, should be able to make one for this. It does run 2S and 3S. If you do ever buy one of these brand new, I've been told and I've seen through other videos is this cup here, it needs to make sure it's Loctited, make sure your motor mount is nice and tight. But that's about it, and yeah, definitely these springs need sorting out straight from the box, but I am a lot happier with the soft, because also on one of the videos when the last video went out when we took it out, I noticed when it was driving round, the front was bouncing every time it went over bumps, and there was no rebound. It was just constant bounce. I kept saying there's something not right there. It's like the springs were are like super, but they were just so stiff. They just, once they went down, they stayed down. Even if you put the springs on a really strong setting, it just wouldn't thing. And it's the actual oil. The oil was really, really, really thick. So they definitely put the wrong oil in it from stock. But as it is like this, it now we'll get it tested. So it's like it should be a lot more fun. But that's it really, just a few little modifications. If I come up with anything else for it, I'll let you know. I'm going to order some arms for it anyway, even though these are not broke at the moment, but they are known for doing it, so I might as well just buy the beefy ones. We'll do a video on that once we get them ordered. I've lowered the shell as well. So it's maximum lowest. Excuse me. And yeah, but it's my son's first proper hobby grade. You think he'd have one by now? I mean, you know he's got the WL toys. He loves that thing because that's 3 years old, and we have kicked the living hell out of it. And the only thing that broke eventually was the servo went on it. It still goes. I think they are the best one for it. For if you're buying your kid his first one, I would definitely get a WL Toys 12428 or the slightly bigger one, and just make it brushless. They all come metal geared anyway, and they can take a kicking. But my son wanted one like my cheetah, so like I say, we got this. He really does like it. He thinks it looks cool. He's going to get some good use out of it. And then hopefully, either Christmas or just after Christmas, I'm looking at getting him a Senton. Something he really does, but he really loves the Senton. And also on that video, you looked like it was going slow. This is a lot faster than what it was. For some reason, he was very nervous about driving this. I think it's because it was his own. When he drives mine, he just blitzes them everywhere. But because it was his own, he was being very cautious. And I told him, you know, put your foot down, go and give it some. But yeah, I think he'll do better next time. A bit more confident with it. But that's it really, just some modifications I'd wanted to show you. It was just a quick overview. We'll get more in depth with it when I start getting some parts and stuff for it as well. But yeah, so I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. Don't forget to check out all links are all for forums. I'll put a link in for a Maverick if you want, if you're interested in one, and I'll put a link in there for Bigbeard's RC videos, and a big shout out to Bigbeard. So thank you very much, and see you all soon. Bye.